Every morning is an opportunity to connect with Jesus. Whether you're looking to get started or looking to grow more, DDPC is for you. Join us as we connect with Jesus together.
All right. Good morning. Welcome, everybody, to this episode of Daily Devotions with Pastor Chris. I am your host, Pastor Chris. And I did get the lights on, but I turned them on, but I think I plugged in the wrong plug. So just another link in this morning that is completely falling apart. Okay, so that's where we're going to start today. Okay, the morning that fell apart. But before we do, I want to welcome everybody and thank you for being part of Daily Devotions with Pastor Chris today. Today is episode 1110. You know what that means? Today's Thursday, so that means on Monday we'll be at 11:11. Isn't that kind of cool? But anyway, today's 1110, and it's my joy to be with you and have you on with us today. Okay, so what do you do? What do you do when you wake up, right, in your day? And everybody has this. There's a song from an old contemporary Christian artist that I used to listen to a lot when I was younger. His name's Brian Duncan, and there's this line called "Blessed are the tears that fall." That's the name of the song, and the opening line was, "Into every life a little rain must fall." You know, into every life a little rain must fall, and that's true. Everybody has a day, right? We all have days where a little rain is falling, and we just like you get up on the wrong side of the bed, you wake up late, things aren't rolling the way they're supposed to. And that could not be more true for me than today. I'm a very early riser. I like to get up early. I like to, by the time I get on this stream at 6:30, I like to have already, been up and had my days ordered. I've been to the gym and back and have prepared this lesson and spent time and helping my son get ready, and usually have emptied the dishwasher or helped Jeanette in some way. But today, Jeanette looked at me and she said, she said, "You're going live today, right?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Well, you have 15 minutes." And I was like, "What?" And then on top, it's that day where you wake up in a panic, right? And then I'm thinking to myself, well, why is the house so quiet? Why has nobody been moving? And it's because my son has a 2-hour delay this morning to school. And I'm like, well, why does he have a 2-hour delay? And lo and behold, because there's 4 inches of snow on the ground, and I'm like, okay, so for a lot of people, they love snow. They love it. They love the light, fluffy feel. But for me, it's not even that. I like the snow. I think it's pretty, but it's work, man. I have a long driveway. My driveway is on a hill. So, and I do have a snow blower, but I was not ready for the snow. I was not prepared. I mean, I still have usually in my shed, I have a shed, and I have during the summer and spring, my tractor you open it up and there's the tractor and there's the lawn stuff. And then in the wintertime, I flip them and I have a couple of snow blowers, and I put all the lawn stuff in the back and I put the snow blowers out front. I haven't done that. I haven't prepared for snow. I've not checked the oil or changed the auger or looked at, sharpened any blades or or anything in the blowers. Like I'm usually way ahead on all this stuff, but we've been burning the candle way too hard, and I'm just not ready. And so, like, if I wanted to get my snowblower out, I'm like, I couldn't even get it out if I wanted to get it out, which means I'm going to have to hand shovel all the snow, which is okay. It's not bad. But I woke up this morning and my back is like cranking. And so it's like, okay, I've got 15 minutes to get on. I have snow on the ground. My son doesn't have a cancellation. He got a 2-hour delay. Well, his school is 50-minute drive for us. So it's like now, it's like, okay, who's going to take him? That's going to completely throw blow a hole in the middle of the day. We've got to clean off. I mean, some people their driveway clean off is 15 minutes. Mine's a solid hour. And then if I got to do it by hand, it's probably going to be even more. And then I looked out on my deck this morning, and we have last year we switched over to, for the first time in our marriage, to an artificial Christmas tree. But the deal was we would still go out, still do a Christmas tree cutting, still pay ridiculous money for a real tree, and we would put on the deck. And I looked out on the deck, and there's snow all over the deck, and I haven't had any time to pull my furniture in, and so that's all covered in snow. And my Christmas tree that's on the deck fell to the ground and is covered in snow. And I'm just like, it's just one thing after another. And any one of those things is not tragic. It's not life altering. It's not worth getting upset about. It's just frustrating. And you have one after another, and it's going to cause a domino, right? So now, as soon as I get up, instead of doing what I would normally do, now I've got to go suit up, and I have not had any time to switch over my to my fall winter clothing. So I still have all my summer and I still have only my summer and spring clothing out, and all that stuff is up in the attic, and I just don't have time. And so we just anyway, this whole thing of time is another issue, and that's another lesson. But here I am, right? And so the Bible talks about the ants and how they prepare for the winter, right? And how that they store up food, and how they spend all the summer preparing for the winter. And I've spent the summer, in summer. And it wasn't that anyway, it's another devotional. Bottom line, I'm too busy, and we're working on that. But that's where I'm at. And so today I woke up, and part of me, I was in this battle, and I was like, am I even going to go online today? Because, man, I have no time. I've got to figure this out. I've got to get the driveway done, the cars cleared off, and still snowing. And here's the real bugger, is that it's probably snowing on my street only, right? I can't tell you how many times I'll have 6 to 8 inches of snow on my street, because I live on top of a hill, and it's the temperature is just that much cooler. It's just a couple degrees cooler, and I'll have like 6 inches of snow, and the church will have rain, and that happens a lot. And then where my son goes to school in New Milford, it's an even lower elevation, so they probably have some wintry mix, and they're the ones that are calling whether the school is delayed or closed. So I'm looking out the window as it's just now daybreak, and I mean, it is still snowing. It's snowing hard. So I'm like, I can't even start to clean off yet. So anyway, it's if you're not careful, you can spiral, right? And so what do we do with this? Well, here's what we do. As I was brushing my teeth, and I was thinking about all these things, and debating on whether to go into a deep hole of anger and frustration, or to try to dig out in my own emotions, I was reminded of a verse. And I thank the Holy Spirit for tapping my heart. This past Sunday, I preached out of Psalm 118. And in Psalm 118, there's an army general that is hemmed in on every side. He's fighting a war against an army that is 3 times the size of his. He has no logical way out. He's frustrated, and and it's a bad situation. But he begins to praise the Lord. He has a heart of thanksgiving. I opened up Sunday. Here's where I need to practice what I preach, right? I opened up Sunday with this statement. We need to spend more time thanking and less time thinking. More time thanking God and less time thinking. And you know what I found? I found that sometimes when I'm shoveling snow and I'm out there, I'm not thinking of anything else except the Lord. And it's time just to unplug and just be with the Lord. And and at the end of Psalm 118, not at the end of, but near the end, there's this little verse that many of you know, but maybe you didn't know that it was in there. Excuse me. I want to read to you some of these verses. In verse 5, he says, "We were hard pressed, and I cried out to the Lord, and he brought me to a spacious place. The Lord is with me, and I will not be afraid. What can mere mortals do to me? The Lord is with me. He is my helper. I look in triumph on my enemies." And then he says this, "It's better to take refuge in the Lord than to trust in humans. It's better to take refuge in the Lord than to trust in princes." Remember, I said that's people and that's power. All the nations surround me, but in the name of the Lord, I cut them down. They surround me on every side, but in the name of the Lord, I cut them down. They swarmed around me like bees, but they were consumed as quickly as burning thorns. In the name of the Lord, I cut them down. I was pushed back and about to fall, but the Lord helped me. The Lord is my strength and my defense. He has become my salvation. Shouts of joy and victory resound in the tents of the righteous. The Lord's right hand has done mighty things. The Lord's right hand is lifted high. The Lord's right hand has done mighty things. I will not die, but live, and will proclaim what the Lord has done. The Lord has chastened me severely, but he has not given me over to death. Open for me the gates of the righteous. I will enter and give thanks to the Lord. This is the gate of the Lord, through which the righteous may enter. I will give you thanks, for you answer me. You have become my salvation. And then here's the three verses that I wanted you to hear this morning that kind of sums it all up. He says, "The stone that the builders rejected, he became the chief cornerstone. The Lord has done all this and is marvelous in our eyes." And here it is. "This is the day that the Lord has made. So let us rejoice and be glad in it." And so, gang, I want to tell you, maybe you've had the kind of morning that I had. Maybe you have experienced a slew of circumstances that have led you and that have brought you to a place of frustration, and everything in you wants to grumble and complain about the circumstances. That's where I am. But if you give thanks to the Lord and remember that despite all the circumstances, this day was developed and built and ordained and constructed by God. It's the day that he's made. It's the day you're in. So be present in the day you're in, and don't delay the Thanksgiving. Give God praise no matter what you're facing. All right? And just choose joy. Just choose joy today and let God bless you this day, because it's the day that he made. All right, I hope that inspires you in some way to find joy today. Let me give some shout outs this morning. It's good to see Brian Budd and Robin Michaels and Ann and Mike McFadden and Kate Williams and Diane Riley and Jackie Fernandez and Rita Paria and Athena Detlefs and Elizabeth Orlando and Paula Lavish and Jana Thomas and Krista McAfee and Janetta Dobler excuse me. And Jeanette Lynn Willis, everybody. And Lisa Ross. Good to see Andrew Lavish. God bless you, Andrew. Hope your batteries are charged on your. He's got an electric snow blower. So, man, kind of joy, my friend. Samantha Endress, good to see you. Mesa Movement in the house. What's up, Pastor JC and Wendy? Tony Fecciadori, good to see you this morning. God bless you guys. Alyssa Houlihan, God bless you. All right, I'm sorry. I was reading a post at the same time. That's where that pause came from. Dramatic pause. All right. Who else do we have? Rocco Baldino, Eileen Rodriguez, Len Pace, Jacqueline Campoli, Melissa Morse, Carrie Ann McAndrew, which I now know goes by Cam, Kam. I saw that on I think it was your Insta handle, and I thought, okay, that is so cool. And good to see you. And I believe she is leaving. That's what I saw. Aren't you leaving for a cruise? Was it she that was it Carrie that's going on a cruise? I can't remember. But if you are, hey, have fun. Okay, let's see. Marty Main, Deb Click, Tara Rose, Norda Allen, Michael V, Scotty D, Kim Selkeski, Shannon Levy, Tina Poe, Michael Willisee, John Cookseen. I'm sorry, guys. I entertain myself. All right. Denise and Yvonne LeBlanc. Good to see Kim Zabrowski. Yes, coming from Atlanta today. So I was probably a little warmer and a little drier in Atlanta than here. Denise, good to see you. Laura Turiano, God bless you this morning. Good to have Renee Galuza on today. Good to see all of you this morning. Let's see. Dorina, God bless you, Dorina. Good to see you today. Hope everything is continuing to Robin says that I crack her up, and hey, I crack myself up, and that's kind of how I keep going in life. I laugh with myself and at myself often. Yep, good one, Dorina. Good one. God's purpose. Why we ask why, Lord, and wonder if God is cruel or worse, yet that he doesn't care at all. And the Bible assures us that while we may not understand why, we can hope in the promise that God never wastes pain. He always uses it to accomplish his purpose in our life. That's right. Lauren, good to see you. God bless you. Gene Hickman in the house today. Not my house, but in the house of Restream Facebook. God bless you, Eileen Thoma. God bless all of you today. There's another box of. Oh man! So see, Carrie Ann's got to say. Okay, so she says she ordered a new plow, and a new plow, and it came yesterday, and they got it and realized that it didn't have all the parts. So everybody's dealing with it. It's one of those days, PC. Deb says, I know it's one of those days. It's all right. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. God's worth it. Oh, you're sweet. You guys don't have to come help me shovel. That's all right. I'll be all right. I've got a almost 17-year-old son here who needs something to do. So he's going to have plenty to do today. All right, Michelle, good to see you. I know I'm keeping you guys a little longer. I'm sorry for that. I'm just having a little fun today. Thank you for, man, you guys are just offering. I got people offering to shovel and to plow and to, man, you guys are just so cool. All right. Lauren ML, good to see you on this morning. God bless you. I think you guys are just Aunt Cindy, good to see you, and Mike B. All right, guys, God bless all you guys. Love you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. It's the day that he's made. Rejoice, be glad, and it's going to be okay. All right. God bless you. Shake hands, be friendly, And this is Thursday, so this is it for this week. I will see you on Monday. God bless you. Bye-bye.